Deep down in the quaint slums lies more of the absurd things that inhabit Pleasureville. Not only can you find a man-turned-shark who runs an adult entertainment center, you can discover the fun oddities of zombie midget strippers. These vertically challenged men and women were once among the finest of nudists to grace the stage, until the day it happened. What we mean by it was not meant to imply doing it, even though there was plenty of that going on. It meant everything that day was quote-unquote normal, until one of the dancers known as Ghoulish Greta had an unlikely visitor. Her grandma visited her darling granddaughter's job, not knowing what kind of establishment it was. When well-preserved grandma walked in, her eyes twitched and her dentures did a chomp. Her girdle became tighter than a 40-year-old virgin. More than neon signs flashed that day as within grandma's excitement did she turn into a pleasure-obsessed zombie, and thus everyone around her became her meal. So this quaint little establishment became known as the Short and Undead, as everyone working there happened to be midgets. These pint-sized performers had quite the reputation. They were a charming blend of silent performers that could make even a monk smile. Their performances were not just full of moans that could wake the asexual dead, but also a hoot. They'd shuffle and groan on the stage doing the zombie two-step while trying not to lose an arm or a leg. It was a sight that had patrons in stitches, often from laughter, and occasionally from a stray zombie bite. Ghoulish Greta was one of their star little zombie performers. Greta had a knack for comedy, but only knew the life of a stripper. She'd shuffle onto the stage, moaning and groaning, then trip over her own foot, sending her detached breasts flying into the audience. It was her signature move, the booby bounce, and it always brought the house down. It also left a lot of bruises on unsuspecting patrons' faces. Once hit, you wore your mark of pleasure forever. But the best part of the whole spectacle, these undead divas were not just great entertainers, they were also the best bouncers in town. You see, nothing says behave quite like a zombie where everything on them freely bounced and who could literally eat you out for dinner. So the next time you find yourself in need of eating out, why not let a zombie midget stripper do it by visiting Pleasureville? Please do drop by the Short and Undead. It's a strip joint like no other. Where else can you get comedy, horror, and a little bit of burlesque all rolled into one unforgettable night? And there you have it, folks. No longer do you have to take your significant other to a creepy cemetery at night because you're somewhat safer here. So, remember, if you ever want to impress your date, take them to see a zombie midget stripper. It's like Mardi Gras, and just maybe you'll go home with a body part as a souvenir. They've probably lost their third arm just for your entertainment.